Hello there, it's me, Rama, and this is a introduction to AI in UE5 in particular, how to get AI working the way you'd like. So here are some AI units having their own little party. Hi, how are you? She didn't respond, I guess she's busy. And there's a unit who, as you can tell, is not really doing much of anything, but watch this. I'm going to turn the AI on now. You saw she's turned around, she's facing me. There's also somebody, one of the girls is following. Oops, sorry. I'll talk more about the physics stuff later. But, oh! Whoa! So the other girl shot her, she was just having, the chances of what you just saw happening is very small. That was amazing. Okay, so by the way, they're not hurting each other, they're just playing. And aren't, so the shots we're firing are just for fun. It's just a little game, really. And so there's one unit that's following me, as you can see. There she is. She can't sprint yet, so I can outpace her still. I'm gonna go in here. Again, just a little demonstration of AI before I get into how. This is the one that's following me. And she can even follow me in amongst my custom mesh here. Where is she? There she is. See, she's keeping pace, right? Alright, she's doing good. And as I'll demonstrate a more complex feature later, see how hard it is for me to get through that little spot, right? See how she's now stuck. But then watch as she's now jumping. See how she just jumped, right? And then so she made it over. So that's a fairly complex AI path. That's all dynamic, right? That's not a nav link or anything. That's dynamic calculation. So she's following, you got it, I'm sure. And now I'm going to turn her back into having fun mode, so that she's wandered off. Now the question is, where'd Green Girl go? Green Girl's over there. Alright, let's turn green. Let's go visit Green Girl. So Green Girl can only, I call them crystal AI, she can only stay in one spot, right? So that's what she's doing. Alright, shoot the rainbow thing, shoot the rainbow thing! Okay, the Miss Yellow is making this difficult. So she's the yellow crystal. So that is my introduction to AI and basic functionalities that you're going to want, like patrolling. Notice how these girls are still just doing their own thing. Whoa! Good shot on the part of Miss Yellow. Oh, got you. Again, we're just playing. No harm done. Oh, before we end this tutorial, I bet you're wondering what this is. And if you weren't, I bet you are now. This is a very dangerous situation. Notice she can shoot the boxes too, right? She's aiming at me. But watch this. Oh. Oh, there she is. She's fine. She's still following. She's still tracking me. And last little segment here. See, she's come up. I haven't done jumping off of ledges yet, so she's taking the ramp, but I'll do dynamic jumping techniques a little later. Something everybody liked in the UE4 days, but yep, that's AI in UE5. This is a very happy UE5 project that I give to you. So everything you're about to see in this video, keep in mind you can open this tutorial and pick everything apart. So if I forget something, don't worry. Or if you see something you're interested in and I don't stay on it long enough, you can just open the project. I'm giving the project to you to play with, and my hope is that people will use the project as a base and a foundation for their own games to jumpstart them with AI. So everything you're seeing, like, oh, how long is this going to take me to set up? I already set it up for you. You don't have to do anything. You just got to load the project. I want to climb this thing before I go. Let's see if I can climb the thing while lady's shooting at me. Oof. Actually, that kind of helped. I'm climbing the... Ah! So that's my little AI demonstration. And now, one last little demo. I just have to do this. Come on, get to the thing. Okay, alright, now watch this. Oh, too far away. Well, anyway, I can't resist. Come on, come here. Come here, come here, come here. So, yes. Now I'm going to show you the basics. So I can't explain everything you just saw in this video. The purpose of this video is to get you started with your project. If you already have a starting point and you're trying to set up AI in UE5, I want to show you how I got it working, and it may assist you in your own endeavors. So first things first, I have not been able to get AI Move to work. It doesn't register velocity changes. It looks like they're just changing the actor position currently. The capsule does not update, so the legs don't move, right? She doesn't think she's moving. So I had to do a little fancy footwork, literally, to get everything running, and I wanted to show you the basic pieces so that if you have a project and you're trying to convert it to UE5 and you're having trouble with AI, I'm not saying my way is the best. I'm just saying this is how I got it working. The problem I encountered is set control rotation does not seem to work. Even if I, in character movement, say use desired controller rotation, it's not doing anything. So I tried that. I thought maybe there's just something bugged with set control rotation, get controllers, so I tried to get the AI controller. By the way, if you're new to AI, the first thing you need to do is spawn default controller and begin play. You can also set it on the character herself, AI controller. You can set the class here, right? And you can also do auto possess if placed in world, but I just, for guaranteed happiness, I just say spawn default controller and begin play. So that's the first step. You do have to have a controller or the unit will float, and that is by design to indicate to you that there's no controller. That's not a bug on Epic's part. They're just saying, hey, you got no controller. So make sure you do that, step one. And then step two is, for me in UE5, is, in the current state of things, is that in tick, if I have a target, if you pick a target for your unit, you want to get the direction to your target. That's not very complicated math. Just get the actor location, and then get your unit's location and subtract and normalize. Make sure the destination is what's being subtracted from, so the unit looks toward the unit, and then normalize so it's a direction instead of a distance, a vector with a length. And then, so now you have your direction to your target. Again, you can just open this project and see everything working and running and play with it. I'm just giving you like the highlights so that you can adapt what I've learned to your project, as well as playing with this project. So the highlight is set control rotation doesn't seem to work. Get AI controller for controlled actor doesn't seem to work. I couldn't get any of it working, so I just, and incidentally that also means that trying to get the controller pitch rotation inside of the animation blueprint doesn't work either. So get animation, what that does is it just says get anim instance, right? But I have an anim instance for this character. So of course animation is part and parcel of all AI work, so I want to show you what I'm doing inside of the animation blueprint. This is the blue screen of life. This is a good thing. Just loading the assets for the girl. And so there she is. Hi! There's Miss Decker. Hi! In my game, she's called Joy Girl. Look at her beautiful face. Hi! So I talk to my game characters. Apparently. I never thought about it till just now as I'm making this video. It's like, wait, this might sound unusual. Oh well, get used to it. Might as well practice, right? For when you meet the pretty girl at the store, or if you are a pretty girl when you look in the mirror, might as well practice. So I set the pitch value manually if it's an AI unit, because the normal procedure of get base aim rotation, get act rotation, delta, all that works fine for a player. Does not work for an AI unit because something's wrong with base aim rotation, which comes from the controller. It's all related to some bug with the controller that I can't figure out, probably can't fix without doing engine modifications. I don't really want to do that. I just want to get started making my game in UE5. So I made a manual variable called pitch, and then I set that in the anim graph manually here. I just set it. Of course, it gets set in over normally how this code works is if it's if I'm a player, I set the value from this normally, like this. Again, this works for a player. If it's not a player, I don't have it set itself to 0 because that's what will come out is nothing. I just don't set it at all. This is AI, nothing, don't do anything, right? So then what happens instead is I manually set the value. I get the animation, I set the value. Again, if you need to see that again, that's this, right? And then, let's get back to our anim graph. Hello, anim graph over here. So I also sing to my code, and to you, so enjoy the free singing. So this is the direction. Now here's the custom functionality. So using delta seconds in event tick, I update the rotation manually. Now the purpose of using rInterp2 is you want a nice smooth rotation. So with the default implementation in this early UE5 version, the unit doesn't report velocity changes. It just seems to be using set actor location, and the motion is very stiff when she changes directions. She just kind of stiffly rotates. So if you're experiencing that, I'm showing you the solution that I chose to use. In tick of actor, you can use rInterp2. It's not that complicated. Get your current rotation, set your rotation, and then you choose the rotation speed versus based on how stiff you want her to be or how loose when she turns you want her to be. Because as you can see that she's following her paths. Just gonna follow her. See how she, when she switches directions, see how she turns smoothly? She didn't just snap, right? She's moving quickly because when she's aiming at you, she does have to be able to track you. So if I turn aiming on, here, let's turn aiming on. So notice she is turning, right? But if I go really fast, there, see how she's still updating, right? There was a little bit of lag time. Let me try going right behind her. So there's that little bit of delay in her rotation change just so she looks more realistic as she's turning. Oh, yeah, I got turned off. Let's turn it back on. Alright, so there you have it. So that's what Interp2 is doing, is that smooth change in direction. Alright, so heading back to it. So that's my solution for the fact that the rotation is not updating. Now the next issue I encountered is of course that the AI move to is just doing set actor location apparently, so there's no change in velocity. So for actual movement, it has to be implemented manually. So here's move to nav point. So I have a patrol component, you know, for going along a path or following the actor. I give you that component, so everything you see and the whole project is yours. So I'm not going to explain everything now. I'm going to explain the patrol component in a different audio. But I want to emphasize again how you can adapt what I learned to your project. So here, get path point world space, right? That is saying, just tell me where to go, basically. Oh wait, this is part of my pathing thing, never mind. I have to go over to, so this is when I'm setting a new location. Now here's where I'm following. So this is per tick. So for you, this would be event tick. Just imagine this is tick, and it's Rama move to nav point. You can copy this blueprint code into your project, and what I'm doing is I'm using the navigation system, find path to location, because I can't use AI move to because it wasn't working. So I'm getting the path, which does work with the nav mesh, but I encountered an issue with finding a path to location where the obvious thought is, well, just pick the first point or the second point of the path, but that wasn't working either. So I had to make a custom C++ blueprint node for trying to get the unit to actually keep following the navigation path. So this is a navigation path object. Now here I'll show you the C++. Again, you don't have to know C++ because I give you all of this and you can copy this plugin into your project. And so it's AI get move input direction, and it's based on a series of path points and a navigation path. And I, in code, am trying to resolve an issue where you pick the navigation system oscillates sometimes between the nearest 2 or 3 points, so you end up with an AI that stutters and she won't actually go forward because the navigation path keeps resetting the first and second point, and they alternate, and so the unit never goes anywhere. And I tried multiple solutions to figure out how to get around this, and ultimately I ended up with a solution where I just pick a radius and I say, okay, because there's a cluster of points that are really close to the unit and they all oscillate, and so the unit doesn't go anywhere. She keeps circulating instead of going far. So I just say, make sure you go far enough away. Is your destination path point far enough away? Avoid the cluster of points that are close to you. That's what this is doing. So I check until I keep cycling through the navigation points until the point is far enough away, and then I'm just getting the direction to that point so that the final result is you can tell the unit where to go. So each point, just go in that, is this close enough, return true if it's far enough away. Okay, so let's get the direction basically to the nearest nav point. Alright, so now that you know that, so you do navigation system, find path, get the path points, pass it in. 128 worked for me based on the character size in my game, which is default character size from the Paragon content. And then, here's the really fun part, this works! Yay! Celebrate! Add movement input does work for AI units, so I just like it should be done, I'm not trying to manually set velocities on the pawn, on the AI unit. I'm just telling her the direction to go. And now everything that should work does, which is things like max speed and acceleration, deceleration. Everything plays the way it should because all I'm saying is add movement input. So this is the same function that's used in the player unit, right? So all the proper logics now apply. So the only thing I'm doing differently from how AI should work is I'm finding the path manually, and to avoid the oscillation, I am using my little custom C++ function. Now, if you don't want to have C++ in your project, you just want to take these ideas and run with it. Basically, just find a point on the path that's far enough away, and then you'll avoid oscillation. So that was the setup that I used to get the basics working. And then for everything else, for all of the path following that you see, and for following the character, all of that I'm going to demonstrate in another video. So I hope you enjoyed this introduction to the basics, and you can use these concepts to get yourself rolling. Here, let's turn the AI on. And now, with this knowledge, you can adapt to your project, or take this project, run with it, play with it. My copyright notice is simply that I would love it if you include me in the credits to your game. And please do not take this project and just put it on Steam and just sell it. That's not going to work, because everyone's going to see that it came from here, it came from me, and they'll be like, what are you doing with Rama's project? But you can extend this project. Please don't hesitate to extend this project and have fun. You may end up having so much fun extending the project that then you want to release it as a game. Just contact me and we can talk about it, okay? So hope this gets you started in UE5. As you can see, where did she go? There's the one. Oh, there she is. Hi. Oh, I'm looking for the. All right, mystery of the day is, where did other AI unit? Oh, there she is. Hi. How's it going? So the mystery of the day is what I was gonna say next, because I lost my train of thought. Let's reset the physics. All right, when in doubt, reset, right? All right, reset. Whee! So I guess I'm just goofing around now. I can't end the video right here. Ready? Watch this. Whee! All right, that's a fitting place to end. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed, and let's go into the eye of the Taurus here, the eye of the vortex. as we end our tutorial, as I end this tutorial. What are you doing? You're pushing me around. They're just playing. Whee! Have fun today!